Preparation. Now, obviously, Project Ocean is all about getting good, sustainable fish on people's plates, and for me, a big part of that is having things that we haven't necessarily seen before and trying to encourage people to do things that they wouldn't normally do. So, this is probably why people don't use cuttlefish so much, because it's a bit on the messy side. So watercress, Chalk Valley watercress, really brilliant, homegrown as it were. So it's going to be cuttlefish, which we've prepared here. There's going to be some samphire, some watercress. I'm going to make some breadcrumbs, which I'm going to toast in the pan after we cook the cuttlefish. I'm going to put a few capers, some lemon segments, and a little bit of shallot. And I've just picked some fennel tops from the garden on the way in, so we've got that as well. So we've got all these different things to do. I think probably the best thing is if we make the cuttlefish and then everyone can have a taste, and then if we have time afterwards, then I'll do some preparation on the cuttlefish because it gets quite messy, and I don't really want to put black ink everywhere at the beginning. So once everyone's happy and we're eating away, then we can do the interesting bit. So get everything out. So the beauty of this salad is that it doesn't matter what ingredients you've got, as long as you've got the cuttlefish, then the rest of it can be really, really flexible. The key is having cuttlefish prepared right, and the fisherman can help you with that. If you ask for it skinned and trimmed, then you can score it yourself, or you can ask him to score it for you, and then it's just a case of searing it in the pan. And it's quite resilient. It's a bit more tolerant, I think, than squid. It doesn't overcook as easily. So, anyway, I'm going to prep some little croutons. So just from an end of bread, there we go. Just cut it up nice and small. And we're just going to toast these for a bit of crunch at the end. So the idea is that we've got a salad that's got lots of interesting things going on. We've got the really intense, savoury flavour of the cuttlefish and the density that that brings. We've got some crunchy saltiness from the croutons. We've got citrus, some acidity from there, and the light flavours that bring, and then the aniseed flavour from the fennel. There are lots of interesting stuff happening, and the capers as well, and the samphire. If you don't have watercress, you could use some just baby leaves or some baby spinach or something. If you don't have fennel, you can put some parsley in there, or chives, whatever you've got to hand. If you don't have the breadcrumbs, doesn't matter. Sometimes people have got those jars of dried onions that you can shake on top of food, crispy onions on top, quite tasty. Or you can even dry fry some shallots in a pan. So I shan't even bother with the bowl. Let's just go straight on the plate, and then everyone can eat up. Just chop up the fennel. So the samphire's all been picked already, so it's had the woody stems taken off of it. And it's right at the beginning of the season, so we've got the first of the Kentish stuff coming through. Really sweet, salty, succulent flavours and textures, as Sean was saying earlier. I'll put some of that into here. Now, we want to have a kind of dressing to go with the salad as well. So if you think of a basic vinaigrette dressing, you would add vinegar, mustard, olive oil. So we're just going to do exactly that. So we're going to put some vinegar, put some mustard, a teaspoon of mustard, lovely extra virgin olive oil. So we want quite a bit of dressing, put a little bit of pepper in, and a squeeze of lemon juice. Don't have to get there. Chopped shallot. So if you don't have a shallot, you can use an onion, red onion, white onion. You use spring onions. Really entirely up to you. There's no hard and fast rule about any of this. So while it's nice to have a recipe to follow, I think it's also great to be able to change things around. You could use jig caught squid if you can't get cuttlefish, but I think cuttlefish is much, much better. You've got denser flesh, you've got more intense savoury flavour. And these at least have got really, really good sustainable credentials in terms of being trap caught down off the Eastbourne coast. So we've got kind of a vinaigrette dressing going on there, and we're going to cook the cuttlefish, toss it in there just to get the flavours all going around, and then serve it on top of the salad. So here's the cuttlefish. We've gone from inky whole cuttlefish with the guts in to half cooked by the fishermen where they've taken the guts out, and that's still very, very fresh. But without the guts, it's still got the beak in, or the cuttle, as some people call it. This is the bit that you see on the beach, but that's the worst stage. This is next best. If you can get it in this stage, then it's relatively easy to prep, and I'll show you that afterwards. So we prepped this last night, where we've taken the body and cut that into these triangles, and then just angled on the knife across like that and like that. Really nice deep angle, so it makes it much easier to cook, and as it cooks, it stops it from buckling in the pan. It'll cook nice and evenly there. And some of the tentacles and some of the frills from around the outside. So that is a really big portion for one person. You've got about nearly 200 grams of protein there. I think that's a huge portion, so really good value it works out as. Okay, so pan smoking hot. I don't want too much oil because there's going to be quite a lot of spitting. I suggest you stand a little bit back. Now what I do at home is I make this in a big Le Creuset cast iron pan with high sides. If you do it in a flat frying pan, the fat all comes straight out. If you do it in a higher sided pan, then you've got that bit of protection. The fat will splash against the sides, but it will go up and then back down again. So you can see it's all right, it's not that dangerous. So it's quite hot. Just going to put a little bit of salt in the pan, so you know that's really hot. All the water's evaporating straight away. And then we're just going to put it scored side down. Now, you can do lots of different types of flavours with this. So I make a Thai style version, so you can put some chili and lemongrass and that kind of flavouring in there. You can do a Chinese stir fry with this. You can stir fry your vegetables and then cook this with sesame oil and sesame seeds afterwards, some garlic and ginger. Or great British style watercress, toasted breadcrumbs, samphire, good local, seasonal, sustainable ingredients. And the cuttlefish, so these are from Eastbourne, just off the coast. Now, unfortunately, most of these go to the continent where they really highly value them. If only we could get them into the marketplace here a little bit more. So we need people to be demanding them from their fishmongers, saying, well, we really want to get cuttlefish, but we can't find it anywhere. And then if enough of you say that, then they'll start thinking, well maybe I'll buy a box of cuttlefish. So a little bit more oil. Give that just a turn of pepper. So you can see what I mean about the scoring of the cuttlefish there. It opens it up, means it cooks quickly, and it doesn't buckle. And these will just curl up a little bit. So the tentacles take quite a while to cook through. The body itself is pretty quick cooking. So when you've got cuttlefish that's really, really very fresh like this, it's amazing to eat sashimi style. So I'm going to take a little bit from here. So this was in the water yesterday. Malcolm picked up from Graham Doswell, fishing his boat, Halcyon, is it? Out of Eastbourne. And when it's really fresh like this, it's got a crunch, but it's got this beautiful creamy flavour. So those of you who like sashimi might like to have a little bite of that. In the absence of going to put that on the side for a minute. Just turn these back over just so they get cooked all the way through. And that is ready as well. Now get these breadcrumbs in here. A little bit more oil. So we want all the flavour from the cuttlefish going into the croutons. Is there a British word for croutons? I'm not sure. Well, it feels as British as a cuttlefish to me. So if anybody wants to taste a little bit of this raw, just put a little bit of salt on it. It's very, very good. Don't feel shy. Well, that's... Do you taste? Do you like? It's absolutely amazing. That's so much better than you might expect a bit of raw, slimy fish to taste. I think we're very good at not really actually tasting things, saying, oh, I don't like that, or I don't think I'm going to like that, and having an expectation. But that is absolutely amazing. And it's not what you'd expect. It's really, really premium, very rich. Right, so before the croutons completely burn, we're going to take the cuttle, just going to cut it up, and then we'll cut that in half so you can all get a taste. Get this out of the way. So there's plenty for everyone. We'll have more after a second round, as it were. Just cut this up, add this to the bowl. And then the tentacles, because they're a bit bigger, just going to cut them on the angle, just to make them a bit more tender. If you try and put a whole tentacle in your mouth, you're probably going to be chewing for a bit. So if you cut it up a touch, to make it a bit more palatable. So you can see it's really moist. There's beautiful glisten about it. All in. And if you want it to be kind of a bit bigger and taller, you can fluff it up into the middle. And some of these breadcrumbs, just with a little bit of touch, it really, really works. Don't want to go there. Thank you very much. Right guys, I think you should have a taste.